Get in there, my son. Ooh. Ooh. Hello?
Hello, TGV. It's Hugo.
Hugo, how are you?
Oh, I'm splendid, thank you.
Where are you these days?
Back on the island, shooting another one of those ghastly films about that silly part that always goes wrong.
Lovely, lovely.
How are you, old boy?
I'm very well, thank you.
Listen, did you get my package?
Yeah, I received it a few days ago. I haven't opened it. Do you want me to open it?
Have a look inside.
Hold on 1 second. Oh my god. Hugo, what have you done?
Oh, nothing bad at all.
There's 50 grand here.
I simply found a watch dealer, offered all this money. All you have to do is review a Daniel Wellington. This is showbiz. Everybody takes money.
I know, but it's not my style. It really is not my style. I do this because I love and I'm interested in the watches, and this is a hobby. I can't accept this. You have to send it back.
This is showbiz, darling. You can't stay in that dingy little flat all your life.
Well,
Just imagine how many of those squale watches you like so much you can buy with all that dosh.
you do make a good point there. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'll give it a go. I'm not promising anything, but Hugo, please, don't do this kind of thing again, honestly. Okay?
Well, have a go, and if you can't do it, I will, okay?
Okay,
I have to dash, unfortunately.
fine.
And if I'm late, one of the other T-Rexes gets that goat that they raise into the paddock.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Toodle pip.
Ciao. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the what? Oh my god. Goodness gracious, that was a close one. Can we edit that out? Okay, let's go again. Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the show. In just a moment, we will be reviewing a Daniel Wellington watch. Oh, and also, thankfully, finally, announcing the winner of the Tudor GMT giveaway. So stay tuned, I'll do that towards the end of the video, and I'll do a quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Dan Henry, the 1964, which I just reviewed. I did temporarily take it off to wear my GMT the other day, but then then I saw it sitting there and I put it back on for today. So that is my wristwatch check. So, yeah, let's get this Daniel Wellington thing out of the way, okay? And then we'll come back and we'll announce the winner. So here we are, and I must confess, it's not as bad as I thought, but guys, I can't do it. I just, it's not me. I'm not going to just berate and trash a watch that at the end of the day, like I've said before, it has actually got people into the hobby. Instead of looking at that, I'm going to talk about or unbox a rebuy of one of the most iconic American watches ever made. So, yep, I've done another rebuy, but I think once you understand and you see it, it'll make sense. Knife check, I'm using the Kershaw Leak. which is a very compact little knife. I still adore it. It used to be my favorite since, well, the crown has now passed to my Benchmade or Benchmark or whatever. Anyway, let's make the first incision and get into it. Okay, so here we are. Before I pull it out, a little drum roll, please. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. You probably guessed it. If you are true Gentry, you will know of my love and admiration for this watch. Yeah, I owned it before. I sold it, so this is a rebuy. This is a bit of history. It really is a bit of history. The Bulova Accutron Space View. And this time I've gone for the gold. I think it's gold filled, if I recall correctly. This is a restored model. This is the iconic, most famous of all, the 214 movement. And as you see there, an incredible smooth sweep. So let me just give you a little bit of story about this horological icon if you are new to the channel and you missed it before. The Accutron was a precursor to quartz. This came out in the 50s. There was a race to come up with the first electronic watch. Bulova, if you're not familiar with them, they were actually founded in New York City. I've done a video all about the Accutron. I even went to their former HQ, which is in this beautiful Art Deco building just around the corner. They're still headquartered in New York, I believe in the Empire State Building, but now they are a subsidiary of Citizen. They were founded in 1875. So back to the 50s, there was a race to develop the first electronic watch, because back then, you've got to remember, pretty much all watches were mechanical. And obviously with mechanical watches, you have the limitations in terms of accuracy. This is a decade before quartz. Now, what brought me to Accutron, apart from its very distinctive look, as you can see, I'll put a link up there to my previous video. Have a look back. I did it in 2016, a little bit dated by the standard of my videos today, but it was important, and I felt, being a New Yorker now, living in Astoria for a decade now as well, I just had to get one. What exactly is the Accutron? Well, it's a tuning fork that oscillates at 360 hertz, and that's why we get that incredible smooth sweep. Even if you slowed it down, it will still be incredibly smooth. It's powered by a battery, the same size as an aspirin, and provides us a kind of space-age way of counting seconds, minutes, and hours. And it has a very iconic hum to it as well. In fact, legend has it that musicians would tune their instruments using their Accutrons. So Accutron is an innovative and highly revolutionary for the time, an electromechanical movement that was invented by Swiss immigrant Max Hetzel, who joined Bulova in the early 1950s. Hetzel was born in 1921. I think his background was in making radios, so he already had a history of involvement in electronics, and he pioneered the R&D at Bulova in that race against their probably most famous rival, Hamilton. Bulova beat them to it. I think the first Accutron was in 1955. It was so advanced for the time that NASA actually used the technology for their Explorer satellite program, and the CIA went on to use them in their spy planes, the U-2 and then subsequently the A-12. They needed something incredibly accurate and robust. This was the height of the Cold War, fly over the Soviet Union at 70,000 feet, twice the height of commercial flying at the time, and so they needed something deadly accurate. Not only that, they became somewhat of an American icon, and in 1961 they went on sale to the public. Again, there's a lot of mystery and legend, mythology around it, because apparently the CIA and the American government wanted to hold back the launch. Anyway, I've talked about it in the previous video. But it's become Bulova's most important watch, and really a watershed moment in American history. This was the time when Timex and Bulova, and they were all at their peak. There was an Astronaut version, which is very reminiscent to Glycine's Airman, which added the GMT complication. And of course, 50 years on, there was the 50th anniversary edition with the Accutron 2. However, you can still buy these And funny enough, I bought it from the same seller that I bought my last one from. And as you can see, there's no crown, and they have this kind of exposed, you can see all the workings of the actual electromechanical movement there. And we have those two magnets there. It's just something else. It's very kind of retro sci-fi space age. It was brought to my attention via Richard Rogers, one of my British Italian heroes, the world famous architect. He liked it because if you've seen his architecture, it's a kind of running theme of the insides being on the outside of the building. We only have to look at the Lloyd's TSB building in London and countless others, for example. And I also discussed that in the previous video. So I had to get it back. Now, the strap is absolutely ghastly. I will change that out. And you'll notice there is no crown. If I just bring in, it has a little thing here, which I just flip out. There we go. Very carefully not to scratch it. And this thing here, actually, if you turn it, adjusts the time. Revolutionary for the time. And I don't know why I sold it in the first place. I should have kept it. I love these kind of angular lugs. This is very reminiscent to the earliest versions, and that's kind of why I went for it. It's certainly a smaller piece. Let's just get my calipers in here. Sorry, excuse me. Wow, that is small, but that's quite a tall presence. 11, but as you'll see in a moment, they fit me so well. 1 second, and there you go. So for my 6 1/4 inch wrist, it's just perfect. It's amazing to think that at the time this would have been the cutting edge of technology, and unfortunately with the quartz being introduced in 1969, this was made redundant. However, for a decade or so, it was the most accurate movement, and it's funny, we see all the naysayers and the kind of doomsday predictions with watches these days, but back then they said that this was going to replace the balance wheel and no longer be a need for mechanical watches. It's funny how history works out. So a wonderful bit of American history, an American icon, made in America. Now, there is quite a healthy Space View community, and they'll probably shun this video because this is a restored version of. Obviously, you cannot buy these anymore. Well, you can buy the new Accutron 2, but they're nothing like these classic ones. But I don't mind. It's wonderful restoration. This guy's done incredible work. This is the second time I bought one. Actually, no, I tell a lie. It's the third time I bought one. I bought one exactly like this as a gift for a family member. Ti mando un bacio. Anyway, you know who you are. Had to get this. I mean, this is a real bit of horological history. Dated technology, but still important nonetheless. Really glad to have it back in rotation. Chuffed to bits. I mean, just look at that. It's the Kippers knickers, and that sweep, it's like butter. Oh, lovely. Anyway, gonna leave it there, guys. Let's take it back to the studio. Without further ado, I better announce that winner of the Timeless Luxury Tudor Black Bay GMT giveaway from the review a couple of weeks ago. I have the email here from Timeless, and I can confirm the winner is James Baum. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Venice, California. Beautiful part of the world. Congratulations to you, my friend. Timeless Luxury will be in contact with you very, very soon. And James, if you are on Instagram, if you are on Facebook, or actually just email me a wristwatch check, we'll take a picture. I'd love to see that and share it on the channel. You don't have to, but that would be amazing. I got to say a massive, massive thank you to Timeless Luxury. Their generosity, their support, it's overwhelming. I'm humbled and honored. Thank you, Dan and Anna there at Timeless Luxury. So that's about it. Commiserations, but guys, fear not, there will be tons more giveaways in the future. I will randomly smuggle them in or sneak them into future videos. So you're just going to have to watch. I'm not going to announce it in the title. You're just going to have to watch. So that's about it. And I guess stay tuned for that Daniel Wellington review from Hugo. So thoughts, queries, comments, opinions, all the rest of it down below. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.